Newly hatched chickens are virtually helpless at the time of hatching and require the constant attention. After birth, the birds cannot regulate their body temperature during the first few weeks of life unless they are housed in a warmed environment. There is a thermoregulatory mechanism in the body which regulates body temperature. Newborn mammals like cows can quickly adopt in its environment due to its developed thermoregulatory mechanism. But in birds, it will take time to develop in relation with climate and seasons. Just after arrival of day-old chicks to the farm, it is necessary to brood the chicks. Brooding is the process of providing heat and other management services to the baby chicks at an early age. In winter season, it takes time up to 4 to 6 weeks, and in summer, it is up to 3 to 4 weeks. This is why birds should be brooded in a special confinement called a brooder. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to set up a brooder for your chicks. We all know that getting chicks is such an exciting time, especially if you've never raised chicks before. I remember when I first heard the word brooder. I remember pretending to know what that was when in actuality, I had no idea. A brooder is a special place usually heated to keep chicks until they're big enough to regulate their own body temperature. A brooder can be in a separate house strictly for raising chicks in the first few weeks of their lives, or in a special place within the main chicken house where they will be raised until maturity. There are basically two types of brooding: natural brooding done by broody hen and artificial brooding done by artificial ways. Chicks reproduced from parent stocks are brooded artificially. Poultry farmers use many types of brooders, which are named depending on either energy source or material they use to brood the chicks. For producing heat, poultry farmers use gas, electricity, kerosene, coal or charcoal depending on the availability, flock size and economic capacity of the poultry farmers. The objective of brooding is to increase desired room temperature without hampering normal fresh air and humidity. Here are some common types of brooder. 1. Electric brooder. This involves using electric appliance you are seeing on screen to produce heat for chicks. 2. Gas brooder. You can use this one if you can access natural gas or biogas for producing heat using equipment like this one you are seeing. Biogas is a renewable and environmentally friendly source of heat and electricity. 3. Kerosene brooder. This involves use of kerosene lamp to provide heat and light to chicks. 4. Coal or charcoal brooder. Here farmers use charcoal placed in a pot or stove as a source of heat, though it's not an environmentally friendly source of heat. But since it might be the cheapest source of heat in some places, we end up using it. If you use charcoal, make sure you plant more trees to replace the ones cut down if you mind about future. 5. Infrared brooder. This involves use of infrared bulb for producing heat. The above are some of the common equipment you can use to produce heat for your chicks. Select the one which can work best for you, and in case you want to buy any of the above equipment, use the link I will put in the description to purchase. And if you are new here, please subscribe and turn on notification bell for more educative videos. As we proceed to the process of setting up a brooder, let us list down some equipment and tools you must have in a brooder. They are heat source, chick guard, chick feeders, chick drinkers, source of light, brooder paper, and thermometer for monitoring temperature, but if you cannot afford, monitor the behaviors of chicks and adjust temperature accordingly. If chicks have compacted together near heat source, it means the heat is inadequate and more heat should be added. If chicks are far away from heat source and breathing rapidly with open mouths, know that it is too hot. And if chicks are distributed evenly in the brooder, it means temperature is favorable for them. A chick guard is used during the first few weeks of brooding to keep chicks near the heat source. Here you can use anything that can keep chicks near heat source, prevent drafts, and allow air circulation across them. After gathering all the necessary equipment and tools, start by cleaning, washing, and disinfecting the house where you want your brooder to be. Close all the big windows with materials which allow air circulation through them. This is to prevent drafts as well as allowing proper ventilation of the brooder, which is key. The aim of ventilation is to supply fresh air and remove heat and toxic gases like ammonia in order to prevent coccidiosis outbreak. Fresh air is important for good health and well-being of chicks. Use chick guard if your brooder is wide, and ensure that all corners are rounded to prevent chicks from piling and suffocating in the corners. Put chicken beddings like wood shavings, coffee husk, rice hulls, or any other depending on the availability and affordability, and after cover the chick beddings with brooder paper or old newspapers and old card boxes for the first 3 to 4 days of brooding to prevent chicks from mistakenly eating wood shavings, because at early stage of growth, they can't differentiate between wood shavings and feed. Put the required number of feeders and drinkers in the brooder, preferably 1 drinker for 50 chicks and 1 feeder for 30 chicks, depending on the drinkers and feeders size. If you wish to use thermometer for monitoring temperature, hang thermometer in the level of the chicks, not on roof, to ensure accuracy. In the first week, temperature should be 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and each week you can lower by 5 degrees until you reach a brooder temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Set up a lighting system in the brooder to provide light at night, because chicks need more light hours to eat for rapid growth. Never forget to put a foot bath at the entrance of your brooder as a preventative measure of disease transmission and spread. Before we wrap up, if you found this video helpful, please like it. As I conclude, note down the following quality of a good brooder house. It should be waterproof, well ventilated, warm, and secure from thieves, pests, and predators. It should have adequate space, should have foot bath at the door, and should be out of reach of other domestic birds and wild birds. It should be far from other houses occupied by older chickens. If you are done with brooding, make sure you transfer your chicks to a standard chicken house with proper ventilation, especially when you brood them in a house with limited airspace. You might be wondering how a standard chicken house looks like, right? Worry no more, because you will know full details about a standard chicken house in the video on screen right now. Tap on it to watch. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.